Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of December 4th through December 10th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you, and I hope that it does. Okay, so we're going to get into this week's reading. Now, what is the message? What is the kind of fight that you're involved in? What's the situation? What is most concerning to you right now? All right, let's find out. What do we have here? Oh, the Hanged Man. Okay, this is going to be a serious one, I think. Let's lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread. And, of course, that is going to include this mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, whatever you want to call it. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at that until the very end, so stick around to the end of the video. And hopefully that will tie the reading together or give us the confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So, we've got that Hanged Man. So there's some situation going on this week that is going to either require you to sacrifice something, to give something up, or to put yourself into a bit of an awkward position for some reason, some purpose, okay? And crossing this card today is the Star card. So I really feel like you are putting yourself in this position of sacrifice, of giving something up, of like voluntary suffering, right? Like just doing something for the greater good that is kind of sacrificing yourself a little bit, okay? And I think that it might be related to some sort of a financial situation because we see some discs, some pentacles here that are indicating this could be a financial kind of situation. Before we get too heavy into these major arcana, let's look at this recent past card because this is a 9 of discs. And this is showing that there has been some gain recently. There's been, I think, like an influx of cash, some kind of a dividend, a payout, some kind of a benefit or reward that is coming your way. Okay, and this may be something that you've already received, but if you haven't yet, I think this has been in the works for a while. Like you've been expecting something coming in. Okay, and I feel like this week it is coming, and you are going to be receiving this. And I think with this benefit, reward, this money, this little bit of a bonus that you've got now, I think you're going to be investing in something very worthwhile, right? I think not like making a financial investment, not like stock market or something, although it could be that. But I feel like with this Star card, you're doing something that, may not be understood by everyone else. You may not quite understand it either, but it's some sort of a calling or a project or just some kind of an intuition, a gut feeling, something that you are going to do with this money or this new position, whatever this 9 of discs is, whatever this kind of gain or bonus is that you are receiving, right? And probably it's financial in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like you're going to be using it for some kind of higher purpose now. I don't know if this is going to be like a charitable endeavor or maybe investing it in some kind of a business or putting it back, like putting it back into your business. But I feel like it's not something that you're just going to indulge. You're not just going to spend it on stuff for yourself, right? Like with this Hanged Man, it's kind of like you're giving it up for something greater, for some greater purpose, some higher goal or ideal, okay? So to me, it feels like a reinvestment or, maybe a donation to some kind of a charitable organization, something that you feel very strongly about. Because with this Star card here, I feel like it does have this sense of a higher purpose, right? Like, or some larger plan that you have. So it's not just like an immediate, okay, I'm going to spend this money on these certain things or, pay up the bills or splurge or indulge or buy something for myself. I feel like you're kind of gonna almost take it as a loss, right? Like you've got this thing coming in, which again I think is some kind of a financial gain. We see more pentacles here. So I feel like you're receiving something, but you're immediately going to put it somewhere else for someone else's benefit. Okay, does that make sense? I'm having a difficult time expressing what I'm feeling, but it's kind of a reinvestment. It's kind of you're going to use it to provide for someone else, right? Or some other group of people. That's why I was thinking maybe like charity or reinvesting in a business or investing in someone else's business. But it's something that you really believe in. And I think it may even put you a little bit in the red, financially. It may be that you're taking a little bit of a loss, because I'm sure there are other ways you could spend this money if it is a financial thing. I'm sure there are other ways that you could spend it, right? But you are being drawn to this higher purpose, this larger plan, this larger ideal. And I think that's where you are going to put this money, right? Reinvest it or contribute to something else, because you do feel very strongly about it. It's something that really is in line with your highest ideals. Okay, so I don't know if this is your business, somebody else's business, if it's a charitable organization. It could be, like investing in your church, your congregation, your temple, order, lodge, some kind of a community organization. But it's something that kind of has a little bit of that spiritual or religious overtone. Okay, so it could be your own, metaphysical business, your own, psychic readings, your own tarot readings, your own tarot deck, perhaps. Something where you are willing to go a little bit hungry in order to be able to invest in this thing. Okay, and that's where we get that Hanged Man, because you're kind of putting yourself in this awkward position, in this uncomfortable state, like letting yourself go hungry for a few days, right? In order to have the resources to invest in this thing. And again, there's some sort of spiritual or metaphysical or religious overtones to it. But this might be some sort of a business or something, right? And then in the immediate future, I really see with this art card, I really see that it's a cooperative effort. I feel like this is something you're involved in, okay? So it's not just investing in your friend or colleague's business, right? And just kind of, here, take some of my money, good luck. I feel like this is something that you're very hands-on with. So I think this is either your business or something you're in collaboration with someone else with, because we have that art temperance card. This is a blending of two minds or two souls, or coming together of someone who is intuitive and someone who is very analytical, right? It's someone who is the talent, and then there's the business side of it, right? So it's kind of this combination of energies that is, I think, by the looks of these other cards, it's going to really lead to some great success here. So I'm starting to kind of go further down that road of this being a business, some kind of a joint endeavor, to make money or to grow an organization of some kind, right? And I feel like you're in close collaboration with someone who is a good complement to your energy, right? So it's kind of, it's very much like this art or temperance card, right? The two of you kind of balance each other out. One is maybe, like I said, more practical or analytical. One is a little bit more creative, more intuitive, but together it creates this wonderful business, this wonderful opportunity. Okay, and now I don't know what this influx of cash is. I don't know if this is a bonus at work, if this is, maybe it is a stock market payout, dividend or something. Maybe this is an inheritance. Maybe this is just some kind of wealth or cash or some lump sum that you're going to be receiving or you have received. Maybe it's just you've saved up a certain amount of money or something. But there is this kind of, it's almost like there's a little bit of cash burning a hole in your pocket, right? And this seems like a good opportunity for you. And especially because we have that star card. Like I really am happy that we have the Hanged Man. I'm not too happy about, but having that star card there is the saving grace. Like literally, this is the grace of the situation, right? So I feel like doing this investment or whatever this contribution is of yours, I feel like it's going to put you a little bit behind. It's going to put you in this awkward position. You're going to take a little bit of a loss. You're going to maybe be hungry for a couple days, right? But you're doing it for this higher purpose. There is this kind of religious or spiritual, mystical overtone to this business. And I think it's going to work out well because I think you really have a great partnership here with someone, or maybe it's a company that you're teaming up with, or it's your friend or another business associate. Someone or something that you're teaming up with is really going to be a great partnership. Now at the bottom of the path of the dove here, we have a 6 of swords, and this really shows some tremendous planning. You have a really great kind of analytical mind, a really great like mental blueprint of how things should go. It's in some ways like you're really able to see the structure of things just intuitively, right? So this could be, now that I'm thinking about it, this could be just completely like a soul operation. This could be all you. And what I mean by that is this Art or Temperance card may be entirely within you, and this could be just you blending like left brain, right? Your creative, intuitive side and your business analytical side, okay? And I'm led towards that that idea because of this 6 of swords, showing that intuitively you're able to really see like the crystal structure of everything, right? You're able to kind of break things down into their just kind of raw blueprint, right? Their basic kind of structure. And I think this is something that happens intuitively with you. And I think that you are a very intuitive person, especially because, again, of this star card. This is showing a real like spiritual, metaphysical kind of overtone, like I keep saying, because I think that's emphasized. I think that's an important card right in the middle of the path of the dove here is that star card, right? And with this 6 of swords, I really feel like you have a good plan going. Like you're just kind of able to see like 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. And, you're able to lay out this entire like business plan perhaps, or just this step-by-step plan of how this business is going to proceed, how you're going to grow this thing, how you are really going to combine that left brain, right brain, the business with the creative side of this endeavor, right? So this may not be a partnership with anyone in particular. This could be something that you're utilizing both sides of yourself, right? Like I said, kind of we're calling the left brain, right brain. I think that's an outmoded duality, but anyway, you have this intuitive ability to break things down to their basic structure and understand them, right? So I feel like you have this creative idea, this may be religious or spiritual or metaphysical ability that you then are trying to turn it into a business, perhaps, okay? And this is that other side of that intuition that's able to just formulate this perfect business plan kind of out of nowhere. It's just an intuitive thing. You just seem to know how to be successful in business, right? And you have these skills or these talents or this gift, this grace, right? That is in demand and that people want and that you can turn into a business, okay? But now at the top of the path of the dove, we see this. We see the Princess of Swords. Now, Libra, you're an air sign, so all of this, having all of these swords here is kind of a good deal for you, right? I think you're very much at home with the interpersonal relationships, with the communication, the business, all the professional kind of formal relationships that you have to establish when you're starting a business or doing something like this, right? But I feel like you lack a little bit of confidence in yourself because the Princess of Swords here, the princess feels a little bit inferior, feels a little bit like the underdog, right? And maybe you're the new kid on the block, right? And you're just kind of starting out. So you lack the confidence in yourself to push this thing forward too fast, okay? And that's a good thing. I mean, you got to stay humble, right? But I think this card is showing that there is a conscious maybe lack of self-esteem or lack of confidence, right? You're kind of in that mode of thinking that you're kind of new here, you don't really know what you're doing, and you're going to make some mistakes. And so there's just this slight lack of confidence, and you just feel like you're a little bit subpar when it comes to the business side of things. But again, right beneath that, we see this 6 of Swords, which is saying, no, look, you intuitively know what you're doing. right? And so I think having these two cards together like this is just showing that consciously you may feel like you are the underdog or the new kid on the block, or you're kind of, subpar, but intuitively you know what you're doing. And so it's a matter then of just kind of trusting yourself, trusting your spirit, trusting your intuition, and allowing that to kind of propel you forward, right? And I think this is, it's a good indication of the kind of talents and skills that you have, and that, obviously we're blending together into this. I think it's going to be a really, really fantastic business or a project or some kind of organization, maybe a storefront, maybe just a community organization or some kind of a lodge or a church or an order, something that you're trying to formulate in a business way that's related to this intuitive gift, this metaphysical, spiritual, religious kind of thing, right? Now, I hope that resonates with you. I hope you'll leave me some comments and let me know how you feel about this and how you're doing generally. But we're going to move over now to the path of the Serpent here, because I don't think this is going to be, the easiest ride ever, right? This may be a bit of a fight, a bit of a struggle, and this, I think, is really, because we have all of this major arcana here. Now we have more major arcana on the path of the Serpent. I really think this is a major thing, a major event in your life. This could be the kind of, the culmination of many years' work for you. It could, everything could have led up to this moment here where you're trying to now put this together. You're trying to achieve this perfect harmony, balance, this wonderful art, right, of blending all of this together, blending the, again, left brain, right brain, just to make it easy. But on the path of the Serpent here, we see, first of all, this world or universe card, and it's in the position of your general energy. So I wonder if this isn't something that you've been working on for a while, but it's been a long while, right? Like you've kind of been ready to go, but there's been some delay. It's been kind of just, you've been procrastinating, I think. Okay, I think that you've been ready, and maybe this was the delay that you felt, kind of waiting for the financial resources maybe to be there in order for you to kind of, pull the trigger on this, hit the gas, get going. So it could have been that was where the delay was, that you were just kind of waiting for the resources to be there for you to invest. Okay. But this could also be a little bit of reluctance and procrastination just because of this slight sense of inferiority, right? This slight feeling of, I don't know, maybe not believing in yourself quite enough, something like that. I think it's a combination. I think you were waiting for the financial opportunity or for the resources to be there. But there was also this kind of reluctance just with your own mind, like feeling like you were ready, feeling like you were good enough, strong enough, smart enough, okay? Which I firmly believe that you are, because these are some really great cards here today, okay? But I feel like there's been a delay there. We've been waiting for something for a while. But I think now this wait is over, okay? I think that it's time now, because we're seeing, especially on the path of the Dove here, this is, going from the 9 of discs, right? Financially, you're ready. Physically, you're ready. You have the resources. You have the ability to make the sacrifice to invest in this, what is your higher purpose, your higher calling. And I think there's going to be a real harmonious, a really perfect blending of these energies that is going to create just this wonderful business. It's one thing to have a skill or a talent or a product, let's say, that people want, okay? But it's another thing to have the business plan and the skill and the organization to provide that, to get that out there to other people, right? I mean, it's like these tarot readings. I may have some bit of skill or intuition to do these tarot readings, but if it weren't for YouTube, nobody would see them, right? I don't think I have the skill or the knowledge to get that out there to people, right? If it weren't for this platform, right? But I think you, with this blending, with this art card here and this fantastic Six of Swords, I think you have that ability. Like, you know how to get your product, your service, your energy out there to people. And I think you're going to do it. I think there's been a little bit of a delay. I think that delay is coming to an end now. And the next card we see is in the position of your relationships with other people, okay? Like, or how you're relating to either the situation or the other people involved, right? It's about that exchange, that communication with other people, companies, or events or circumstances, right? Just how you're relating to that. And we see a 10 of Pentacles or discs. And this is one of the reasons why I thought this was an investment with another person, right? Or that you're teaming up with somebody. And maybe you are. Maybe my first instinct was correct. And this is something that you're not doing alone. You're doing with another person who is going to be that really wonderful match, that really harmonious kind of the perfect team, right? But I feel like there was that the financial investment or the resources had to be gathered, okay? And I think that's what you have been primarily focused on, was getting everything together, maybe getting the materials together, sourcing your materials, looking for locations, saving the money, or negotiating with other people to get investment from them. Right? This card's really about resources, okay? And I think that a lot of your interactions lately have been about gathering these resources together. And maybe this is the week where you're going to get, you're going to be able to source your materials. You're going to find the perfect location. You're going to have the resources that you need to actually begin. You know what I mean? Like, really, really, like, have the grand opening kind of thing, okay? So I think this week is really about finding the resources, gathering all that stuff together. If you haven't already, it could be that you have already done that. And, now it's just a matter of finalizing things and putting this plan into action. Okay. Now, the next card is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns, but weirdly, this is a Major Arcana Sun card, right? Why are you afraid of this? Well, I think this is, and I think someone left a comment on one of my readings recently that kind of hinted towards this idea of being a little bit afraid of success, right? I think it's the kind of more money, more problems kind of attitude, where if you do fulfill this part of you, this calling, right, this passion of yours, if this does work out and if it is successful and things are going well, and if things are this Sun card, right, which are just successful and just bright and radiant and really just being all it can be, just being more than you could have expected, right? This is like that success, that optimism, that hope, that wow factor of life, right? Where you're just kind of stunned by how well things are going. And I think a little bit of this self-doubt creeps in, and you start to worry about having this kind of success because, what kind of problems is success going to bring you? How are you going to handle this kind of confidence and pride? Is it going to be like an overweening pride? Is it going to turn into arrogance? Is it going to kind of like turn you into a bit of an asshole? You know what I mean? Or is it going to lead to some kind of crisis down the road? Is there going to be a time where all of this is taken away from you? The greater this achievement, the greater will be its loss, right? What if it's just extraordinarily successful and then in one moment it's just gone again, right? And I think that's something that, anyone who is pursuing their passions, their goals, pursuing success in this transient world of ours, this is always going to be a concern, right? And there's a lot of factors. It really is, more money, more problems. The larger you grow, the more successful you are, the more of a chance, more opportunity there is for some tragedies to happen, right? Some misfortune to enter in there. And it's a risk that we have to be willing to take, right? And I think you're willing to take the risk because we already see this Hanged Man, and this is, well, it's upside down. This Hanged Man is already saying that, look, you're willing to kind of suffer for your higher purpose, for your more long-term goals. You're willing to take the risk now, right? And, to have this achievement, have this success. And so I think this is well worth the risk. And I think in the future you're going to be ready to suffer any kind of, obstacles or upsets or any risk that comes your way in the future, right? Because you believe in this. And with that star card, it's something that you do believe in strongly. So I think that this is a little bit of fear to get over, right? This just kind of this fear of success. Okay. I think it's going on. I think it maybe will happen in the future, right? I don't know that you're feeling this now, but I think you will as this thing kind of grows, right? As this success gets closer and closer, when you start to realize how tremendous of an achievement this is going to be, you're going to start to feel a little bit of this kind of, this anxiety about the success, right? More money, more problems. The final card on the path of this serpent is one of those kind of double-edged swords, right? Or, two sides of this coin. And this is the 10 of Wands. This is fire at its most, its hottest, brightest, but also most destructive potential energy. Okay, so this is the success. This is you having the absolute fulfillment to the 10, right? To the 10th level, volumes maxed out, right? Your energy, your creativity, your accomplishment is maximum, right? At the 10. And this is really that unbelievable state where you are just more successful than you've ever dreamed of, right? And your energy, your will, your passion, your creativity, everything is just so like maxed out, so fulfilled that it's really unbelievable, right? And you're able to do all the things that you ever wanted to do. You're able to, to take care of your friends and family, take care of yourself, provide for everyone, have the things that you want. There's going to be no wanting for anything, right? But with the 10, it's also could go the opposite way. It also could be too much of an expenditure, too much generosity, too much outward flow of this spiritual fire that it leaves you drained, right? So this is kind of a card that says, look, you're going to have everything you want, and you're going to have let's say you get $1 million. Well, are you going to spend it all in a day and then be right back where we started? Or are you going to be able to kind of pull the reins back, right? Are you going to be able to hold on to that, restrain yourself a little bit, and keep some of this fiery energy inside so that you're not just left drained and destitute at the end, right? I think any of us could burn through $1 million pretty quick. So it's a matter of being smart about it, not getting carried away, not letting this fiery energy really run rampant and just torch everything immediately. Okay, so it's restraining. Yes, be generous. Take advantage of the wealth or the success. This may not be a monetary kind of thing. I keep calling it a business, but it might not be, a for-profit business. But whatever this is going to be very successful. And I think that this 10 of Wands is talking about not letting that success go to your head to where you just kind of spoil it immediately. Okay, stay humble, stay generous, but also restrain some of that enthusiasm, some of that passion, some of that fire. Okay, don't go max forever because you're going to burn yourself out. That's kind of another message here about burning yourself out, using up all of this fire, and then there's no more fuel for it. It burns out. You're left fatigued, drained, your vital energy just kind of zapped, right? A lot of messages in this 10 of Wands that I think are very important here. And I think it's a great way because we built up all this energy and we really got to a high point, and now it's like, okay, now we got to check ourselves a little bit. Okay, and I think this is This is quite important here to keep in mind. But let's look at this confirmation card because, you know, I don't know what that's going to say. Maybe Wheel of Fortune? Maybe the Fortune card will be here, a little Jupiter energy. This could be something like the Adjustment or Justice card, which would be your patron major mystery of the tarot, right? The 8th mystery. I would love to see that. I would love to see that as a confirmation of you and this whole thing being just amazing, 100% on its way. You know, there's really nothing that's going to prevent this from happening other than maybe this self-doubt and this delay, right? So you just got to you got to go for it. Well, let's see what this card is. Okay, well, now we have the Knight of Swords. So this is this kind of a confirmation. It's kind of a little bit what I'm talking about, right? This is air energy. Libra, you're air energy, right? This is the fiery aspect of the air energy. This is the air energy, so this is you with that fiery impulse, right? Pulling out all the stops, overcoming any obstacles, not thinking, not self-doubting, not over-analyzing, trusting your intuition, trusting your plans, trusting your skills, your abilities, your talents, and going for it. Just kind of swooping in on the scene and doing this, right? And just kind of bypassing any doubts, any obstacles, right? And particularly this lack of confidence in yourself, this lack of trust of your intuition, you just need to kind of fly right by that, right? Now, Libra, you're also the cardinal air sign, right? And the cardinal air sign is that initial rush of that energy, that initial fire, right? And this card is the fiery aspect of air. So this is, in a way, similar to that Justice or Adjustment card, which I said was your patron card, right? This card's also your patron card, but this is a card that is talking about your choices. Okay, if we saw the Adjustment card or the Justice card, that would tell me that, look, this is going to be just beyond you. This is something that, this is going to happen. You know, there's not much you can do to stop this. The ball's already rolling. You just need to go with it, okay? Something a little bit, you know, out of your control. But this Knight of Swords is saying that this is really your choice. And I think this is the moment where you have to decide if you're going to do this or not. Okay, so with a Court card here, especially a Knight, especially the fiery aspect of it, this is like you're being put on the spot. And this is like, you know, it's that $1 million question. Are you going to do it? And then you have to decide and you have to make the choice. No one's going to do it for you, right? It's not going to happen without you. So you've got to make the choice to enter into all of this. And I think the energy is here. I think the configuration of everything is just golden. It's perfect. I mean, this may be like, you know, the fight of your life, the struggle, you know, of a lifetime, but it's well worth it. And I think you already have a lot of this energy in place, right? And maybe this week is the week to really finish up gathering these resources in order to put this thing in motion. I think it's going to be a wonderful project. Leave me some comments. Let me know kind of what this is that we're doing here. Is this a business? Is this you know, is this your own YouTube channel? What is it that you've got going on? I'm curious and interested, and I hope you'll let me know how you're doing and how you feel about all of this. Libra, this was your weekly tarot reading for December 4th through 10th. We're going to do a little bit of an extended version. You can become a member to the channel. It's not very expensive. I know we're all on a budget these days. So if you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate you watching this video. Okay. But if you want to become a member, the links are in the description box. And we will see you next week. Chocolate.